Happy Friday. It's the end of the day. Everybody went home, and I wanted to send a little video for everybody that will be doing a little bit of work during the weekend. Maybe you want to take some time and sit down and think about your numbers. So this video is about knowing your numbers in order to open a business, or even if you already have a business, knowing your numbers in order to open a second business. And it's so important, especially when you are starting brand new, when it's a brand new company. A lot of people think that the business expenses have nothing to do with the personal expenses, but it's very, very wrong. Personal expenses and business expenses from brand new entrepreneurs is 100% correlated. You are gonna be funding the company 100% with your personal money. So whatever it is that you use to live as of right now, you need to understand what that is and how much stress you're putting in your financial life for you and your family before you start a business. And unless you have a company or you're gonna start a company where you're gonna be receiving a third-party investment that would allow you to fund your business, still you need to know your numbers, because you need to manage those funds accordingly in order to achieve the goals of that initial investment and what that investment was for. But that would be a subject for another video. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it on the fact that you are just an entrepreneur opening a company, and you're gonna be funding the company 100% by yourself. So if that is the case, you need to understand your personal numbers. And that's the first step. My advice is take some time over the weekend if you're working 9 to 5, and then sit down and go through all your bank accounts and download all the last 12 months of transactions or bank statements. Do the same with the credit cards, do the same with the loans, and also make sure that you gather all medical bills, that you gather all future expenses as well that are coming. Maybe, like Christmas, maybe gifts for birthdays and anniversaries and gifts for weddings. All of those details are expenses that are coming to you, and you need to be aware of them because they are part of your expenses for the next few months or the year. So take a look at your past behavior on your expenses, and then take a look at what is right now happening and what is coming as far as you can predict. And then you're gonna need to categorize all those transactions and identify what are your fixed expenses, which are, for example, mortgage, car payment, childcare, health insurance, your cell phone. Those are fixed expenses in your monthly basis. And then you're gonna categorize what are your variable expenses, your groceries, your utilities, your interest, credit card expenses, your shopping, your traveling, subscriptions that you might have of, cable channels and things like that. So you're gonna need to determine 100% in a monthly basis, what are my expenses right now? And of course, what is your current income, even if you are a W-2 employee, or if you are, a subcontractor for another company, or if you're a part-time. You combine that between you and your partner at home, or if you live by yourself, then it is just by yourself. And you need to understand what is your income and what are all the expenses, and maybe identify right there if you are living a little bit beyond your means, and if you are spending a little bit more on credit cards than what you are currently making. In other words, if you're making $2,000 and you are spending $2,500 every month and putting that extra $500 on credit cards and paying the minimum interest expenses of your credit card in a monthly basis, you're living beyond your means, and you need to start cutting down immediately. Because if you start a business with that pattern of expenses, it's gonna be very hard for you down the road to manage the business properly and to be successful financially. So knowing your personal expenses is the most important part of knowing your numbers. Once you understand all of that, you can also determine what are the areas that you can improve. So if you can cut down on dining out, or if you can cut down on maybe shopping too much, if you can cut down on maybe going to the movies too much and wait for the movies to come to Amazon Prime and watch it there. You can start making adjustments to see how you can stretch your money a little bit more. And once you do that, then you want to start putting as much money as possible on savings. And at the same time, see how much money you can start paying more to the principal of those credit cards and that debt that you have. Ideally, you start a business with as little debt as you can, because most likely you might need to use some of that credit card in order to fund some of the businesses. So getting your financial life in order before starting a business is so important. I highly recommend it. This is something that is very, very important for everybody. So take a look at your personal financials. Understand the whole year of transactions and expenses for you and your family, and put in a report for you to be able to see black and white what's going on. Then once you have that, you're gonna go into your business expenses, or at least what you know it might be. You need to research the type of business that you have, and you need to start looking at what are the monthly expenses, what are the quarterly expenses, what are the annual expenses. Some of the annual expenses are tax preparations, license and permits, hosting fees, and then on the monthly we have programs and softwares. Maybe you need to hire a couple of subcontractors depending on the type of business that you have if you cannot manage the whole thing by yourself at the beginning. You also have the quarterly estimated taxes that you need to pay. So there are many things that you need to take in consideration, and also estimate how long until you start making at least a gross income that allows you to help you also on the personal side to support all of this. At the end, you're going to understand really when you finish analyzing your business prediction of expenses and you have analyzed your personal expenses, you're going to understand how much money you need to start saving to make this dream of having your own business a reality. So this is something important, and I think that when business owners take the time to go through all these steps in order to create their business and to start their own companies, they start this journey with so much clarity, and it's really a beautiful thing to see them so knowledgeable and so involved and so committed to their success. So I hope this helps you. If you would like to receive templates of how to get budget for personal and estimated expenses for future businesses, please send us an email to betterlife@askeag.com, and we will send you some templates for you to be able to sit down and analyze and play down with the numbers. These are Excel templates, so they will be really helpful for you. I hope this helps, and I hope that you have a great weekend. And if you are gonna do some work this weekend, make it count. And if not, go rest and be with your family. See you soon.